Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good evening everyone. Let me introduce myself. My name is Siti Holilah. I'm a moderator of discussion today. The topic discussion is Derivational and Inflectional Affixation. The presenter are Miss Anna, Miss Nufa, and Mr. Ansory. The first speaker is Mr. Ansory. Time is yours.
Okay, thank you so much for the MC, Miss Lila, Mbak Lila. Okay, for the next, I will. The first is affixation. Affixation is a morphological process whereby a bound morpheme, an affix, is attached to morphological base. Diachronically, the English word affix was first used as a verb and has its origin in Latin. Affixus, past participle of the verb affigere, add to plus figure to fix. Okay, thank you. Okay, this is for affixation. The next is derivation. Derivation, or in other words, the word derivative is a process of forming words through additions or affixes. Whether the additional is in the form of the prefix, suffix, or infix. Next, thank you. The third is inflection. Okay, inflection is a word that has the same basic meaning or doesn't change the meaning of the basic word, while the add word is used to follow the rules derived from the grammar and usage of the word. Okay, this is only meaning of inflection, derivation, and affixation. Okay, for the next will be delivered by who is the third. Okay, the next will be Mbak Anna. Okay, for the time is yours.
Okay, thank you. I would like to share you the types of prefix morphemes. There are a lot of derivational prefix. Prefix, it means the additional of the word is at the first of the word. For example, like this one, prefix an. Prefix an, it means the prefix or the add of the word there is at the first of the word. For the example, unhappy. The main word is happy, but if we add an at the first of the word, it will be changed the meaning. Unhappy, it means tidak senang, the opposite of happy. The next one is prefix in. Prefix in, it same like an. The additional there is at the first of the word. In, re, dis, mis, pre, and for derivational prefix, if there is an jika ada tambahan dalam suatu kata, berarti kata itu akan berubah artinya. Itu adalah derivational. Seperti incorrect misalnya, seperti incorrect. The main word is correct, but kalau sudah ditambah in, berarti artinya menjadi tidak benar, incorrect. Terus ada juga discrimination for the example. Terus misunderstanding, pre, Ya, pokoknya seperti itu. Kami akan memberikan contoh insya Allah setelah penjelasan. Selanjutnya ada suffix. For derivational suffix, it means the additional there is at the end of the word. There is er and then men, nes, iron, and then forming suffix able, suffix full, suffixless, verb forming suffix, suffix en, ify, and then eyes, forming suffix. For the example for men, department, and then for iron, information for the example, and then able, changeable, it can be. And the next one is types of inflectional morphemes. I give the chance for Nufa. For Nufa, time is yours.
Alright, thank you. Next, we're gonna discuss about the types of inflectional morphemes. Actually, there are many kind of types of inflectional morphemes. One of them is a noun plural. Noun plural. Sometimes we meet it in the grammatical. And the example is like Anna's book. Anna's book. So the inflectional morphemes is the S. Wait. Like this one. Okay, guys. All right, here we go. So the inflectional morphemes here is this one, the S. So we call it as noun plural. And sometimes if we read this, the sound for this S is like the sound of Z. So Anna's book, like that one. Okay, next is about the okay, next about the noun possessive. Noun possessive. Under the example like oh no. I'm sorry guys. I've got the mistaken. Okay, for the example of noun plural is not Anna's book, but like for the noun plural, can you give me tissue? Okay, the example of noun plural is like it's a noun under the example is okay, like books. Here book here is a noun. Book is here is a noun, but if the book is more than one or that is plural, so we can add book by S. We can add by S, books. So it's mean banyak buku, banyak buku. This is the example of noun plural. Okay. Okay, next is about noun possessive. Noun possessive is the example as I have told last time, Annas. It's the example of noun possessive. Or another example, yeah, Annas book. Here we go. As I have already told you. Anna's book. Here the example of non-possessive. So this is the noun and this is the possessive. The inflectional morphemes is the S. And next is about verb present tense, verb present tense. Sometimes you will meet these inflectional morphemes in verb present tense. For example, like basis, which the subject is ketiga tunggal, the subject ketiga tunggal. So the verb you need to add by s or es. Under the example, she eats. Here, because this is the subject is she, so the verb you need add by s. So as here we call it as verb present tense. Okay, next is verb next is verb past tense. It's same that under the example is verb past tense. Under the example, a verb which add by ed, or we can call it as regular verb. Yeah. For example, my mother visited is the past tense of visit. So the inflectional morphemes here is the ed, or we can call it as regular verb. Okay, next is next about verb past participle. It's same, it's still in the grammatical. Under the example like earn, a verb which we add by en, like eaten. You can meet this verb in present perfect. Yeah. My sister has eaten rice. So the past participle here is the en. This is the verb 3 of it. The main meaning is it, but because there is the inflectional morphemes, the inflectional morphemes here is e and n. Eaten. Okay, next it is verb present participle, or we can call it as verb ing. Sometimes we meet this verb in present continuous. Under the example is she is eating rice. So eating rice, the main meaning of eating is eat, but because there is the inflectional morphemes that is ing here. This is the inflectional morphemes of verb present participle. All right. Next is adjective comparative. Adjective comparative will atau ini perbandingan lebih. Adjective comparative lebih. Like for example, like prettier. She is prettier than Nikita Willy, for example. Jadi adjective komparatifnya itu prettier. So we can add e prettier. Let me write prettier. So the adjective comparative here is e and r. The real meaning of this one is pretty, cantik. But because this is adjective comparative, so the inflectional morphemesnya is e and r. Like that one, prettier. We can add e and r. If the vocab is more than 2 syllables. Next is adjective superlative. Superlative, it's mean the most, the most yang paling. She's the prettiest. She is the prettiest one. Dia yang paling cantik di antara yang cantik. That is the we call as superlative adjective. So the inflectional morphemnya is est, est. Prettiest. Here we go. Oh, this one. Prettiest is the adjective superlative-nya. As I told you last time, we only can add er or es and adjective comparative and adjective superlative if the syllables more than two. If I mean only 2 syllables, but if more than 2 syllables, we add more in front of the word. More beautiful, like beautiful is more than 2 syllables, so we can add more. All right, thank you. Next, we're gonna talk about the differences between inflectional morphemes and derivational morphemes. Okay, what's going on? I can move it. Okay. Next is we're gonna talk about the differences between inflectional and derivational morphemes. First is about the lexical category. In inflectional operations, do not change the lexical category of the word. But in the derivational operation, often change the lexical category of the word. So it's mean in lexical category, if you add in inflectional morphemes, if you add inflectional morphemes in a word, it doesn't change the real meaning of the word itself. But in the derivational morphemes, if you add a suffix or prefix, it will change the real meaning of the word itself. Okay, next about the location. In inflectional is tend to occur outside derivational affix, but in the derivational tend to occur next to the root. All right. Next is about the type of meaning in inflectional contribute syntactically conditioned information such as number, grade, or aspect. Syntactically under the example in syntactically like upin. I take the example here is upin. In present tense, if we want to ask in present tense in the interrogative sentence-nya, we have to add das because ini ketiga tunggal. But if upin and ipin in the interrogative sentence, we just add do. It's called in syntactically conditioned information, like that one. And next about the affix used. The affix used is occur with all or most member of a class of sentence. So in inflectional like in the verb, in the adjective, and also a noun, and in noun we can add inflectional morphemes, but it doesn't change the meaning of the word itself. But in the derivational morphemes, In the derivational morphemes, if you add suffix or prefix, it will change the real meaning of the word itself. And next is about the productivity. In productivity, may be used to coin new words of the same type, but in the derivational, may eventually lose their meaning and usually cannot be used to coin new terms. Okay, and next and the last is about the guaranteeing. In inflectional operationnya, create forms that are fully grounded and able to be integrated into this discourse. But in the derivational operation, create forms that are not necessarily fully grounded and may require inflectional operations before they can be integrated into this course. All right, that's the last about our explanation from the third group.
Thank you for all our presenters today, and thank you for attending this section. And the last I say, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. See you.